What class will it be? Kind of that last Death Knight left a bad taste in my mouth. It's time to try Warrior. Time to try Warrior. We haven't tried new adjusted Warrior yet. I feel like it's probably still gonna be very bad. But it's time to find out. Freebooter's a great card. Thank you, Velstorm. Thank you, thank you. Give a minion +1/+1, repeat for each damage friendly character. Is that a card? Compared to these, probably, right? Yikes, maybe not. None of these have acceptable win rates. Let's try the new class card, though. Draw a pirate. Already, that's great. 12-win deck right here. Maybe you take Whirlwind to enable stuff like Blazing Power going forward? I don't know that 2 Blazing Powers... It's each damage-friendly character, right? So if your face took some damage, it's at least gonna be a 2/2 buff, which is not great, but... You could combo it with, like, rush minions, like that 4/8 rush. Ooh. And, of course, we could consider the Grimy Gadgeteer. Not one of the better hand buff cards. The win rate's like the Gadgeteer. Take a bad card to make another bad card work. You think what's the most interesting card here? The gadget, the Blazing Power, or the Blazing? I've heard of Galactus, sure. Would you still stop him if he was just a big cloud, like in the Fantastic Four movie? I think it's... I'm gonna take Gadgeteer. I think it's bait to take 2 of those buffs this early. Undead. Maybe just a 4-drop. Arms Dealer outside of Death Knight is... We did good work with it in the Druid run, but... I like his purple outfit in the comics. Now this is the AoE that we do want. This is how we draft Whirlwind without having to draft Whirlwind. Okay, at the end of your turn, gain 3 armor is not an impressive card, and it also dilutes our pirate pool, which could be a good thing if that's the only pirate we end up with to draw. But I have a feeling we'll be able to find more. We could take Spectral Knight as a body. Can't be buffed. Or we could just take the Cleric. Pawnbroker? This one's probably I know a guy. All pretty close win rate wise. I'll go for the Discover. Is my neck okay? Yeah, is your neck okay? It seems like you're typing with some neck strain. Have you seen Sexy Beast? It's directed by Jonathan Glazer, who did Under the Skin. I have not, but I do love Under the Skin. Okay, this is really good, right? Is your neck okay? You've got red on you. Take Raikou. Summon 2/1/2 guards with taunt. Yeah, alright. I have to like re-remember these cards because I haven't played Warrior in so long. I like this. I know I like this. I know I do. We have some undeads. Boneflinger is the obvious initial choice. Okay, we go Boneflinger. I was curious about the Hulk, whether that can ever pop off, but it does seem a little bit weak. Not gonna take Acolyte just for hard draw, not at this juncture. Warpath is still probably good, right? British gangster film with surreal qualities. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, we like a Warpath here. Warpath was terrifying when it was first released. Oh geez, this is an interesting bucket. Brawl. Stalwart. Silver Moon Sentinel. Sentinel got a better win rate than Stalwart, huh? Do y'all pick Sentinel over Stalwart here? It's interesting because I think you do. They're very similar stat lines. One is half the mana. You do have to wait till a similar stage of the game to use it, though. You like the initiative? Well, look, we don't get to play Warrior all the time, so let's do the Warrior thing. As many of these as they'll give us. Despite really strong. Sure, I'll take a third. Disruptive Spellbreaker. At the end of your turn, your opponent discards a spell. Oh, is this card good? I'm sure Despite is better, but I was not really aware of this. Spellbreaker has a higher win rate, actually. That's the tiny toys minion that fucks people over. How have I not really seen that happen much? I'm excited to use it. Jeez, I don't know what the pick here is either. Honestly, Maybe Sky Talon. We kind of need things to make breaking points better. We have a lot of things that do chip damage. But I think we're gonna need Sky Talon to make good on some of that chip damage. I don't want a third... I don't think I want a third weapon that AoEs. Do I, though? I suppose they can chain with each other sensibly. I think we actually are building a pretty nice support system for Blazing Power. See how significant the win rate discrepancy is. It's significant. I'll take a third weapon, sure. Sure. We do have some hand buff stuff. Mostly just the one. Oh, I guess we do have two. We have Gadgeteer as well. Let's go for it. It might be Sprite for value, even though Brave is a better minion. We just need something on 3 and we need some value. Hey, Hatsune Miku. Well, Sky Talon dilutes the pool a little bit, but Town Crier is perfect for us. Love to see a Crier here. And I'll take an Execute, which is really important for us to have, given how much Whirlwind we do. Does this deck work? Actually, might have been Sentinel, not Stalwart that earlier. I would pick the Sentinel, given that choice again. But also nice to take the class card. Weird deck. Oh, pardon me. Weird deck. I mean, what do you expect? What can you expect? I'm a warrior. Your Bet Rush as well, I forgot. The human body does indeed regenerate. I don't remember how... I don't remember what the timeline is, but there's a thing where it's like, after a certain number of years, you don't have any of the same cells as you did that number of years ago. That's a thing. I guess you play this on curve. Every 10 years. And Battle Rage action. Boy, that would have been nice, huh? But we do have 2 Stormwind Freebooters and a Harbor Scamp, so that's kind of nice. Right? Right? So far, so good. I think Rogue is a pretty good opponent for us. Ghoul. Ghoul! More? Wait, why would you do that? I wonder what percent of my cells are In-N-Out Burger. I half watched Osmosis Jones recently, chat. Any Osmosis Jones likers? What an interesting movie. I'm kind of feeling the disruptor here. Oh, that's it? Alright. Thought about that movie the other day, my dad liked it. I guess it is sort of a dad movie, given all the, like, gross Bill Murray comedy. And the buddy cop stuff. Frank just sort of randomly put it on because it's for free on YouTube. PSA, if you want to watch Osmosis Jones, just go to YouTube. I would say I'm not interested in swinging the weapon here, I think. Maybe just Spectral Knight. If you kill this, hit there, kill that. Well, I mean, you don't have to. If you... Oh, god dang it. Getting in my head about this. I think I'm just gonna play this. Maybe they drew a spell. Nope. I'm down to swing the weapon against that, I suppose. But then what? I think I would like to draw to make sure we don't accidentally draw our only other pirate. And otherwise, we could do Doppelgangster here. Or we could wait for the 2 ways that Doppelgangster might get buffed. 18 cards left in deck. Or you could do 2 and 2. Not really in love with that. I think this is the way. Hard for a rogue to deal with that. In a world filled with... In a world filled with mirth and magic, you lose time in yourself. Coming this fall. I have no idea what that means, so I cannot agree with it. No idea what to make of that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We gotta have lethal here, right? Oh my god, we just give everything... Oh, it's perfect. We'll give it to this blue guy. $13. Wait, did we heal? Did we heal them by accident? Or did I just miscount? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's still lethal. What am I thinking? I'm thinking brain is tired. It's a bad question. Let's move on. Deal. You got yourself a deal. Heroes of Mirth and Magic. You go, you stay. Despite stay? I don't know, we have a lot of weapons. I'll throw that. You have a popsicle? May you can have a popsicle? Hmm? May you can have one? I'm gonna coin and see how things play out a little bit. Yeah, that's a fella that we would like to kill. We can do it with Vrykul. I guess that's how we want to do it, because I don't see another way. Elementary school all over again. A shudder moves through my spine. Elementary school, ugh. Wow, look who it is. Come to see his friends. It's like a nature documentary back there. Oh! Oh! They got out the same beanbag together. Oh. Dude, another one? I thought about execute, but it's just, I don't want to commit that. Tail whip. He's standing like a human? Yeah. That's his business. I'm getting towards the end, Magical BS. It's been a long painting process. What the hell's going on over here? Jeez. I'll execute that. Warpath. Dum 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 dum. Hit dum dum. Eh? Okay. I guess I could stalwart into here. Comes a 5-9. Kills becomes a 5-6. I know. This feels like a big waste, but gotta do something about those dang things. Permanently add a vision of darkness. That's not good. Yeah? Okay. You wanna come sit with me? You're welcome to sit with me if you want to. That was a nice visit, Mr. Simon. Can't attack whilst damaged. Huh. Interesting. Equip a sword and buff something in hand. Okay. This game's getting complicated. If you play nuts now, you could maybe buff the rush. The fact of the matter is, I just don't know how to play warrior right now. Feels that way, Tao. Feels that way. We go face. It's a lot of taunts. I mean, are we ever able to just smork them? All the cards look the same, yeah. Well, it's time for this, I think. And they're using all our stuff up, but... And we're trading a lot. I don't know. You sent me a clip. You sent me a clip. Okay, I mean... Oh, come on, dude! I don't need to surmount that. In chat, okay.
Yes. So, to Frodo, on page 720 of The Lord of the Rings, there is a quote from Frodo. He says, "In a world filled with mirth and magic, you lose time in yourself." You agree with this comment? I will repeat it for you.
I do remember this.
You can hear
Yeah, I do.
You can hear me. Yes? Yes? Yep. In a world filled with mirth and magic, you lose time in yourself. You agree with this statement from Frodo?
You lose time within yourself. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
You begin to forget yourself.
Oh, my order. Ass order. Missed 1 point of buff. Was distracted by Frodo.
He doesn't
It's a bad question.
No. It's not a bad
See, they could have been at 13 right now.
Quoted as saying, "You are a beautiful man."
Ah, the Spirit Lash for healing. That's rough. Yeah, that's rough. But... we maybe can still get there? Like, this is not really a problem. We got the momentum. Yeah, I'm working on the pigeons look. It's not ha 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 ha. It will kill the 3-3, sure. It didn't kill the 3-3. Well, I'm displeased. Healing that minion and not their face. But they will also heal their face, I'm sure. Washling. So mad. So mad. We can't lose this game. Come on. Silvermoon? Well, at least their board dies, so... Last ditch effort. They have 5 cards, which I don't like. Do we have any burn? I mean, weapons is burn. So there's that. Oh my god. Oh my god. The deck can't be stopped. It's unbeatable. Don't call me disgusting. That obsidian statue is disgusting. Is Embers a keeper, a throw play, I wonder? I'll probably throw it. Start with I know a guy, perhaps. Easiest game of my life. Why are these opponents so Giga Chad? We've been having a lot of Giga Chad opponents today. It's true. Pick a Garg. I feel like the weapon's just pretty good here. Messes our curve up, but possibly worth it. Draw 2 weapons from your deck. We currently have 2 weapons in the deck. I think that's a lot of draw and it's worth it. We can not draw the weapons before then. Truly it would be better. Truly it would be. My synergy. I guess Doppel's okay. It's kind of obnoxious to them. Actually got a warrior fight here at 2-0. So they got a lot of weapons too. Ooh, I mean, Gargoyle's solid here. We could also throw out the Spellbreaker. Not a terrible idea. Stay on curve with the Gargoyle. Well, actually here, maybe we just draw the weapon and use it. Weapons. My health is getting a little low. Don't like Karen. Don't like that that's here. So if I... Oh man, the AoE would go off before the other one comes out. Go 4-1, 2. I think for now... something like this? It's just that we do have to take care of that Karen. Oftentimes I would try to ignore it, but we do have to kind of take care of it here. Because they're the aggressor, our health is low. Okay. Cool. Ah, but the... Okay, well, in that case... we might be dead. I'm gonna do... Oh god, the options. I'm gonna do this and hope we're not dead. Okay. Yeah. Alright. We're 6 hits in there. Hit, armor. It's an option. Just double freebooter. How about 6 into here? I guess we would hit first. That was me not being sure what to do. Hit. Hit. Ah. Hi, Gal Schecter. Warrior's hard, man. 4, 5, 6, 7. Kill that. Like this? Like this. Like this. This, and armor. Go up to 4. Rage, Prage, Prage. But they don't have a whole lot of aggression left. They sure had some left. Da-dum, da-dum. I'm painting so fixedly I didn't even see what they killed us with.
Garrosh versus the Lich King.
We keep one, I suppose. My manhood, no! How can I be respected if people think that about my manhood? In order to engage in the arena of society, I need all people to think that my dick is big. I am a man raised in the patriarchy. I project any insecurity I have that issues from decades and decades of harsh repression out upon others in the world, particularly women, who are vessels for my anxieties. I am a man raised in the patriarchy. I want it to be hard. And hardness... hardness is my mechanism of control and power. Scamp's good, then we have the thing for next turn. Is that so? Good thing we have an answer. A date with a box of wine's going swell. Lovely. What kind of wine? It's Infandale. Okay. It's a big dragon. So what is our counter to a big dragon? Do we not worry about killing it? I guess we can go 3-2-2. That works actually. 3-2-2. You know, I don't hate the card draw. That could be pretty good for us. It's not pressure like I had wanted, but... Another big-ish minion that we could either ignore or smork against. Could go Ember's weapon. Yeah. Or we could not smork and instead go wide with Walnut. Go wide with Walnut. And next turn, do something swingy. And put taunts up. YOLO taunts plus Grime. I could work with that. I could work with that idea. I could work with that. Wrong one! You want the good card over the bad card? Well, this is a good card and this is a good card, so there's a couple different lines for that. I think this is pretty good too. Or 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. Really one off. Four, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. Damn it. I guess we just put the one. I'll work on the pigeon, okay? That's my job. I haven't figured out how to get the expression right. You know what we could do? Just play the nut. It's a 5/5, that's good enough. This is really maximum aggression. And that's a nice buff. Hit 12! Whoa! That 12 untargetable. Maybe the solution is to have a...
Another happy guildie.
A dark deed to defy death. I smell blood.
Okay, I mean, it's an idea. Color's not right, though. Alright, what happened to us? Nothing important. Boom. Dum 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 dum. Spinning the plates of streaming, engaging with chat, painting pigeons using a mouse, and worst of all, playing Hearthstone. He does it all. He's the blob that has it all. Alright, that's a little better. B-Dog. Dude, I better be done with the paint by the time this run is over. I think I will be. I tried not to overcomplicate it, but you know how these things go. Not really a hand I want to see, especially against a hunter. Bum 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 bum.
Strictly need to know. What now?
Well, we got enough 4-drops, don't you think? Our opponent's like, what's what's the deal over there? I think Blood Race is actually fantastic against this board, so we'll go with that. Happy little tree, dude. I don't know if you have spent any time using city bus stops, but there are no happy little trees at city bus stops. You're welcome, John. No happy little trees. More taunts. It'll be the suspect probably. Stabilize, but is it too late? Rat King. Uh-oh. Well, God, we kind of we gotta have to take 9 on the chin here, right? You could what? Could not do a whole heck of a lot. That's what. I think it's just knight and trade. Just this and sit, perhaps. 2 windmills are in a field. One windmill says to the other, "What kind of music do you like?" The other windmill replies, "Well, I'm a big metal fan." Yeah.
The light dims, but we fight.
Down to 6. Down to 6. If you send this in... Send this... Need to not be taking face damage. That's for sure. I guess we have to, like... Test to see if we take the face damage first. Into the 4-1. That's... actually okay. Now we have the hero power every turn. I don't think there's any winning this game, but we'll go through the motions. Very interesting. Do we have a chance? 10-14. Weasel. Awaken after 2 friendly minions die. So we kill 2 minions and then... Or do we let them... There's so many questions. That's a 5-5. Okay. I think I might need to kill that. Oh, let me think. Triple trade. Dupe, dupe, dupe. And then dupe. Problem is we're not getting a lot of face damage in, but that's okay. Oh, shoot. I got it. Maybe the 6-2 trading is folly, but I figure they don't seem to have burn. So we just armor every turn. Let this momentum take us to the finish line. Should I have... whatever. Now this... I guess we ignore. Yep, I guess we ignore that. We play this. And the weapon needs to start going. Maybe this should have come down. And I probably should have armored. Are they gonna kill us? Okay. Alright. Ooh. So one of them is explosive trap, right? But we win through that. GG. Think so. Do damage. Ooh! Down to 1 health. We actually won that one. Oh, man. What? It can't be stopped. That can't be stopped. Oh, I'm finding this warrior harder to pilot than, like, almost any recent deck in my memory. Misdirection? I don't think so. You know, the website might say that misdirection's not in, but perhaps it's a misdirection. Alright, we go Harbor Scamp here. Sure. I would rather this stay on the board all game. If it were my preference. Mistake? Money's too tight for steak. Weird hand. Look, I know you're messing around, but I did just spend like 3 hours on the painting, so... Maybe repeatedly telling me that the pigeon doesn't look like it matches the prompt is not the nicest thing to do. I know you're joking, I know you're joking. More demonic assault? It's alright. Attack. I don't know what to do other than just grimy and sit. If you would like, you can draw along at home. You can boot up your own MS Paint and make your own picture. You got that? Man, the cannons. Grimy. That kind of makes sense, actually. Not that it's the best man the cannons in the world, but it protects the grimy and it also weakens these such that freebooter can get through one of them. So I guess that's what we want. Alright, Stalwart looks pretty good. Definitely serves to protect our Grime Street, which value trades here. Could get a buff on the Armorer, perhaps? That's fine too. I mean, it has to be fine. Oh, that's good for them. That's why I wanted the buff on the armor. But I mean, are we all in at this point? Like, do we just go for aggression here? H3. Yeah, nothing is perfect. I think I'm committing. I think this is the way that we pressure a warlock. Don't think it's likely to succeed, though. Yeah, nobody ever critiques the prompt. Well, could be worse. Well, it got worse. I'm gonna try to bait everything they have into a big warpath. That in and of itself is not gonna be enough. Gary, what did you do to me? We made some good warlocks today, jeez. Man, they really did fix the speed of the echo animation, which I appreciate and respect as a world-famous roper. All right. And the crow skin. Minions in your hand have echo. You know, it's funny, we can clear all but that 3-1. I guess that's funny. Yeah, just an unfortunate game in every sense. I think I'm about done here. Maybe just like a little... Maybe like a little... Well, how are we still in this? What the heck's that all about? So the Glinda needs to die. Yeah, what are they doing? I'm not paying attention, so you'll have to fill me in. You hit in there, hit there, chunk, leave a 3-1.
Face the fire!
It's the best I got. We shouldn't be in this, but somehow it's still a game. I asked Hob this a little while ago, and now I'll ask you because the way you pronounced it. Do you think it's supposed to be Crowskin because she's wearing crows, or Crowskin because she's a sister to crows?
We're not done with you yet.
I think it's the second one. I don't remember how I pronounced it, but I think it's the second one. I think she's supposed to be the kin to crows, but I think that they probably wrote that ambiguity in on purpose. Well, this is the draw we would need to have a shot here, right? So...
Do your worst.
one weapon hit away from winning. Important coin hero power. Oh, they're looking for an answer. Can't target. Can't target. You can target that. I suppose you could target that. Yeah, that can't be beat! It doesn't matter how unwinnable the games seem. That can be beat. I swear, 5 turns ago, if I were one of you, I would have conceded. If I were Mr. Chat, Mr. GG, unwinnable. GG. But now Gary Glaive is giving us the good kind of GG, which is after the completion of the game. Did see this picture this morning before there was any color. Yeah, I'm done, actually. So here's the final product. I think I'm done messing with it. It's a bit all over the place, but... Oh, my, There we go. God, you're really bringing me back here because I used to spend so much time at bus stops. Holy moly. I don't drive. I don't know how to drive. I mean, I get the gist of it. Captain Cool. So I'm always on buses and subways and stuff going around the city, or at least I was pre-COVID. And, no, not against Demon Hunter. Look at that, I've never seen that before. I was at bus stops so much. I spent so much of my life at bus stops. Yo, and I think the pigeon turned out pretty good by the end. I admit I had to go through a bunch of iterations, but that's an angry pigeon. Don't even mess with me there. That's an angry pigeon. Come on now. That's textbook Angry Pigeon. I went through like 5 failures, but we got there. Oops. There we go. I have eyes, I can see. I can see well enough to be confident and assured of my own craftsmanship. You could tell it's angry by the eyebrows. It's true, but we went through like 5 or 6 different versions of the eyebrows that totally didn't work. Oh, that's a good freebooter. Freebooter. Toot the boot. And they made me more aggressive, which I like. I was a lesser man, like you! Like you! If you watch that new movie on Netflix, Duel, you'll learn how to drive. I don't know what that is. Surely it's no relation to the early Steven Spielberg made-for-television film Duel, which is also a film that can teach you how to drive. Y'all hear that movie, chat? Duel by Spielberg, where he made any feature films? It's pretty good. It's like Jaws, but with an 18-wheeler. You're a 4-3, which is perfect, but I would kind of like to play you, so... I think, unfortunately, I might have to just let that be killed. Let it be, let it be. Plus, both of the remaining minions in hand are rushes, so that's gonna be a nice buff either way. 1 mana, 6/5. Gadget tier has surpassed my expectations. It's been solid for us. If I had an Angry Pigeon playing piano while I was waiting for the bus, my life would have been so much better. Well. Add the Chaos Nova. Bus stops in US have a different vibe to those in UK. We have a shelter in which to hide from the continuous rain we suffer. Some do... Oh, good lord. Some do for us. Well, at least we're getting this shit out of the way early. How did they do it? Why was that 6 mana? Bell Screamer. Yeah. Really hope they don't have more Illadaris, because we're kind of out of stuff now. I think it looks good, but I also don't know what a pigeon looks like. That's a shame. I like pigeons a lot. I hope you get to experience one someday. So we draw Armorer or Stalwart. That's a 50-50. They don't look exactly like this. I'm gonna warn you that ahead of time. They're prettier. Some people think they're ugly. They call them the rats of the sky. But that's entirely an inherited cultural bias. Because of a period in history when pigeons were pests. They were pets and then pests. They were entirely domesticated. One of the rare wild species that were entirely domesticated in the past.
Ready to fight for a better future? Hope prevails. Do your worst. Burn away the blight.
Not bad. Can't survive another Chaos Nova, though. Pidgey is exactly a pigeon. Yeah, you got it, Def Times. Although Pidgey's feather coloration is much lighter than pigeons typically are. There are some, well, there are some white feathered pigeons. God damn it! Alright, well. Oh well. I don't know how long I can keep this aggression up. We have one more good minion here. Their spells were good against us. Yeah, we have little hovels where maybe like 3 people can sit at some bus stations.
The more you struggle, the better.
Life steal? This demon hunter was built to counter us, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. What if we do hit there, 1, 2. Now that's an idea. Here's the play. It's not amazing, but it's all we got. It's just the way we can clear the board without them healing and without them being able to kill the 6-2. My experience waiting for buses is don't make eye contact with questionable people. Very good advice. Very good advice, because you can get cornered at a bus stop. Is it weird that public transportation doesn't work well in the States? I mean, you all pay tax, right? So the city makes money when you make money. 11, 12... Just send it face. Hope to draw Deathbite, I suppose. Hey, Pill Guy, nice to see ya. That happened a long time ago, Pill Guy. Long time hence. Is it weird? I don't think it's weird so much as political pressure from the automotive industry. Our public transportation does not work well because we don't have the infrastructure support. We pay taxes, and most of us would like our taxes to go towards things like infrastructure, public transportation, that sort of thing. But the vast majority of our taxes go to the military and the militarized police. The United States has the largest military in the world, and the 3rd largest military in the world, and that 3rd largest military is our police force. And, you know, the Democrats are supposed to be the ones keeping that in check, but Joe Biden's hiking up the military budget as we speak, and the Pentagon budget, and the police budget. While our city's infrastructures are crumbling. No high-speed rail to get from city to city. Only cars. And with, like, raising gas prices and stuff, that's less and less sustainable. And, of course, climate change. So, is it weird? I wouldn't say it's weird. I would say it's very intentional, and it sucks a lot. I mean, as someone who doesn't drive... I live in a decent city for public transportation, but even in Philadelphia... There used to be so much more in terms of bus and trolley coverage than there is now. Is Deathbite good enough to keep? We go scamp into the pirate. And then what? We could keep Deathbite against Druid. It might be a good idea. Zinc mine lobbyists and owners are making a killing on the continued existence of the penny. Late stage capitalism and its absurdities. Good times. Good times. This looks like a good hand. Not the rush I would have chosen, but
You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
even though they just played another 2-1, we still play our 2-2 here. Stay on curve. Y'all got rid of the penny up there? Good for you. Surprised they're not trying to get these squirrels in their deck. I am certainly not trying to get those squirrels in their deck. Poor people need the penny. Finally trading. Warpath is like kind of not bad here, but I don't think it's the play. Could Deathbite, could just Suspect, could Sky Talon and Suspect. That might be the best. Using up our coin, but it's for a good cause. No! Bad. Bad fat squirrel. A bad fat squirrel.
I will be your doom. Ready?
That did body shame it. It did body shame it. You just projected body shaming onto me. I think it's great that that squirrel is so content. Hi, Coles. How you doing? Hope you're having a swell Sunday. Deathbite. Deathbite in face. Or Spectral Knight. If it's Spectral Knight, I might trade the squirrel with the 3-4. That looks okay. Yeah, that looks okay. Deathbite looks okay too, but we'll continue to stay on curve here. The 4-6 is a nice body as well. Swole Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Ready to fight for a better future?
They seem a little desperate if they're gonna do that line. 4-6 has a nice body, but not the squirrel. I didn't say the squirrel didn't have a nice body. I said bad fat squirrel. Bad is an adjective describing squirrel, not an adverb describing fat. The squirrel is bad. It also just happens to be fat. I guess we start running these stalwarts. They've been kind of backpedaling here. Single Warpath plus Deathbite. That doesn't seem so good. You just make an untargetable board. Bad. Just bad. This is Hyperlight Drifter music. I mean, that guy's a pathological liar, John, so you don't really have to believe him. You believe him if you feel like it. And he'll tell the truth if he feels like it. That's the arrangement. Or 812. This and this, or just another stalwart? I'm not gonna have anything to put Blazing Power on if I keep putting untargetable visions down. First world problems. Bloblums. What's Vangelis? Is that a band or a game?
A wild miscalculation.
Quiet you.
The more you struggle, the better.
Choose a friendly minion, enemy minions attack it.
That was wild.
I mean, we could just provoke the 2-4 right now. Doesn't seem that good at all. I'll take a Brawl just in case. Probably not the best option there, but it's like, if things go horribly wrong, maybe a Brawl does stuff. Blade Runner soundtrack, okay. It does kind of sound like Blade Runner, though. Alright, presumably we have this, right? That plus Warpath gets us through.
Ready to fight for a better hope prevails.
And yoink! We can't be stopped, we can't be stopped, we can't be stopped, we can't be stopped. It's just unbelievable. I am actually genuinely shocked that we've gotten to 6 wins here. At least 3 of those games have looked totally unwinnable. Yeah, that opponent was a bit strange. Swagamuffin. Okay. One, two, three. Not gonna use it as a 1, but nice to have, I suppose. Although... oh, hey, it's not undead. I knew it was dual tagged, but... they do play out their 1, however. Which I think is probably good for us. Rather they do that now than later. Unless they have Dark Transformation. That would be... okay. The 2 damage going into the 1/2 is not amazing. However, I do prefer this to the Vizier because our undead is likely to die soon. And I would like the Vizier to be active. Yeah, for example, it will die here. Town Kriar. Draw a taunt minion, double its stats. Well, it looks to me like our only taunt is Stalwart. So we play Last Stand, we draw an 8/16 Stalwart. An 8/16 Stalwart that can't be targeted. An 8/16 Stalwart that can't be targeted. How would Death Knight get rid of that? Asphyxiate. But we know they're at least a little bit frosty. How would they get rid of it with Frost? So is it actually Last Stand? I know smithing's really good. Okay, alright, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know, that's kind of win the game, don't you think? It's the 8/16. You actually... It's not close for you? I don't know. Now, we might be able to get this on the Stalwart anyway. In fact, let's try to do that now. Or are we... Actually, well, hang on. Let's be smart about this. Let's pay attention to what's actually happening. Thank you for the reminder, All Black. I needed it. I don't know, man. That other line looked kind of good. We're drawing okay. Three damage. Creeper. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a great draw. Holy moly, that's a great draw. Okay, this and this. You go in here, you go in here, rest to the dome. So now we have an 8/10. Because it played out this way, this was probably better with the Flamberger. But we did get very lucky to draw a couple of our stalwarts the way that we did. Without other minions getting in the way of the buff. Repulsive. 6, 10, 11, 15. We have 3 weapons to draw, so I'll use it. Uncertain though. Yeah, we pretty much did the thing without doing the thing. Yeah, they couldn't even target what they needed to. Alright, we pounded this Death Knight. Let's go. Let's go, Infinite Warrior! Time for my best run of the day. Thank you, thank you. Dude, my brain is gonna be mush after this. It already is mush. My brain looks like that vomit at the bus stop.
You asked for it.
God bless. Okay, Blood Razor can go. Bone Flinger stays. This thing's been holding down the fort. We do not have a lot of twos. Well, Blood Razor and Blazing Power go together, but... yeah. Could value trade the Bone Flinger and use it on turn 3. To get +2/+2 or some such. Freebooter should help us take damage to our face, which makes Blazing Power better. Yeah, so Freebooter clears that. That's good. That's good too, and if it goes on here, all the better because it has Rush. Like, this deck is barely holding together at the seams, but it does hold together at the seams. Feels like you could easily have a bad draw and it completely falls apart more than other decks. Yeah, it's fragile. The stuff that works well with the other stuff is far from consistent. Or maybe it is more consistent than I thought. Alright, well, maybe Blood Razor first? There's a thought to that. Let's just continue to be aggressive. We like to pump that damage to the dome. Yeah, the stalling potential is nice. The 3 stalwarts also do a lot of work in that capacity. The 4 weapons as well. It's a very interesting, fun, and difficult warrior deck, more than any I've played in a very long time. A lot of my warriors can be very basic. It's just kind of hit curve and hit them in the face with weapons and stuff. Ghastly Conjurer. That's a throwback. I give that to Mrs. Krabappel. Ha!
I ain't no snitch. I ain't no snitch.
Have an awkward turn. Stealth is nice. It's real nice.
My dying breath is for this city.
Interesting. So this will be a 10-8. Yeah, awkward indeed.
Ready to fight for a better future? Hope prevails.
Awkward indeed. I think this is the best we can do. I kind of wanted to leave the Bloody Knight alive to hurt them, but I couldn't figure out a way to make that stick. I was thinking about the single warpath as well. Definitely considering it. 2 damage, and then they can trade into... Well, that doesn't work. Unless they have... Unless they have Volcanic Potion. Oi, oi. Now we're 3 hits away from lethal, which I don't like at all. Wow, what a clear. Sheep and Volcanic Potion. Alright, alright. Yeah. Vizier, okay.
The more you struggle, the better.
So we go like so. Now, they have to trade this. Unless they have a taunt. We have plenty of health. I'm not worried about dying.
We will rebuild from the ground up.
Quintuple warpath, right? Pretty easy quintuple warpath. There's no lethals here. I don't believe there's any lethals. Like, that can kill 1, but... Don't click the wrong thing, Blob. Just, you can take it slow and make sure. And if they play a singular taunt, this has gotta bust through it, right? Ha!
You want it? I got it.
Sludge Belcher, yeah. Ugh. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no. Oh, no! No! It's fine, right? They could kill this, which is unfortunate, but... I felt like the Vex Crow should die. Maybe I should have left it up, though. Because what if they slam a big taunt now? Like a Moarg? That'd be pretty bad. No. Wait. No, 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 no. No, no. Not good enough. Not good enough. Not good enough. Not good enough. Get the hell out of my swamp. Oh. Hit him with a bit of toxicity at the end there. Nah, Stalor. Nah. Nah. What a world. This has been one of my most fun runs, all meta, actually. Steamboat.
Shall be mine. Victory or death.
I bet they were mad that they didn't draw that until so late in the game. Unless they generated it. Probably gonna be coin 3 drop. Possibly into Raikou. Well, now I don't really want to do anything. Could have tempoed the 2-2. I feel like you could just make up that tempo later with this minion. I don't know, All Black. I don't know. It's a risk you may have to take. It's a risk you may have to take. I don't know how much longer we could go. We're way outclassed here at 8 wins. But we've already beaten a strong Warlock this run. You know, they can probably kill this, but just in case they can't, Also, I thought this might happen, which is nice. Buff on there for next turn, or buff on the rushes. Looked pretty good. Geist is kind of good against my Yeti, though. As is Siphon Soul. On curve Siphon. I don't see that a lot. Wow. Wow. Alright, I'm down. I don't mind. Could have done a version of this where you man the cannons the 2-4 and then reboot her to clean up. Do believe I prefer this line. Nice to save this for later. Trafficker. So, Trafficker. I guess we kill it. It's nice because we get the 4-2 standalone, and it's untargetable. Untargetable is really annoying sometimes. Especially for, like, a Warlock. Heh, that's fair. We like this better than the 4-8, I think, because this can't die to these. So we delay their demon out of hand for another turn. If it's Abyssal, they probably just play it here. What's with these people running Doctor? What's with me not having any good answer to it? I guess I could run this in, shoot, that's 5 damage. And then double trade. I don't even know if I really like that. Let's do it. Get it out of the way. If the pen is mightier than the sword, how can actions speak louder than words? Because actions are the writing that you do with the pen of your body. You could think of your body as a sort of a pen island. You catch my drift? Catch what I'm putting down? Can't Mortal Coil. Untargetable. Okay. Scary. Ah, it's scary too. That's a lot of stats. Using power? Chad, I think this is the end. My only friend, the end.
Might or magic, I'll withstand it all.
War makes it a 7. Yeah. So this is what we would do. To remain contentious. More Siphon. Yeah, Warlock's got my number today. Bloody hell. Huh. Warpath is cool. You don't play it this turn, though. We're all echoed up. You wait on it. Play it next turn. I feel like every Warlock I play always has the perfect answers. Yeah, Apocalypse, and I feel like every Warlock I draft is like... Here's one... What's the potion called? That kills your mana crystal? Here's one of these, and this is your removal for the run. 8-win warrior? We were talking about Tim Allen earlier. Yeah, and it looks like it will remain an 8-win warrior. But it was a really fun run. I will probably put it on YouTube. Actually, let me... Now that I think of it. Even though this only went 8 wins, it was a fun run. Probably gonna put it on YouTube. Let me get a YouTube run up right now. We have renewed faith in the poor old warrior. We've been talking about how, despite going 8 wins, there were at least 3 games that we could have and maybe should have lost. It's a very fragile deck, a sort of a, you need to draw in such a way that everything works together really well, and it's kind of hard to do that. They sniped my weapon? What an ass. Is there any chance we're still competitive here? I think there's a chance, so I'm gonna take... I wanted to do Dirty Rat for fun, but there's a very, very minuscule chance that we could... Yeah, Blast Crystal someone. Hey there, Rip Me. Okay, chat, if you only saw part of this run... I would say within a week, I'll probably have it up on the YouTube. Check out my YouTube, follow that link. Give me a subscribe, so you can know when I put my runs up. Which I've been doing with more regularity. Just now, a few seconds ago, I posted a pretty fun Bran Death Knight. Yeah, the Warlocks were tough for us. Warlock is a bad matchup for this deck, because we really struggle to sustain our value. We beat that other Warlock only because they made some of the most baffling misplays that you could imagine. And this one just kind of spiked us into the dirt. There you had the Doomsayer. That could have been an out, I suppose. But yeah, I really liked the deck. It was fun. 8-win warrior, and hilariously, our best result of the day. So let's see what our rewards are. Thanks for joining me for a very long and fruitful stream today, chat. You all are the bomb.